Hey everybody, it's Joshua Gaiman, joshuagaiman.com. Hugo Chavez ordered over 200 tons of gold to be brought back to its home country in Venezuela. Venezuela is actually the 13th largest holder of gold of any country in the world, so this was huge news. They have 154 tons of gold in their vault in Venezuela, and they have about 211 tons abroad. A lot of that stored in the United States and also in the UK. And he's saying that he wants it back into his home country, and he's saying they're going to bring it back real slow. He wants to make sure that it's the same gold that was took into those countries to be stored. He wants to make sure it's that same gold coming back. So he's going to bring it back slowly. I mean, we're talking 211 tons of gold. That's a very, very, very large amount of gold. This is surely going to have some effect on the gold markets, and I think it already did this year. This past week, as we saw gold go over 1850 just per ounce. So this is almost an attack on the U.S. and European markets for a place to store gold for other countries, and it could have big consequences. You know, I don't know exactly what it's going to do. I know it's going to definitely increase the price of gold, and already has. To what extent, I'm not totally sure. But in 2002, Saddam Hussein did something kind of similar to this. He actually he made a huge oil sale, and instead of doing it in dollars, he did it in euros, and that was an attack on the dollar because that was the only time something other than, oil's always traded in dollars. So for him to do it in euros, that was an attack on the U.S. dollar, and it caused a run on the dollar being used as the currency for oil. And I don't know if it had anything to do with Iraq being invaded in 2003 or not, but speculators might say that it probably did, or conspiracy theorists. So I don't know. I know that this could create a run on the gold market, and is, but really it's not. More than creating a run on the gold market, it's adding to, right, more fuel to the fire. So we've seen tons of things happening with this. Is just, it's him, Hugo Chavez. I mean, I don't blame the guy for wanting to bring his gold back. The financial markets, the global financial markets are collapsing, and the central banks are, the European Union and the United States are two of the biggest, if not the two biggest markets in the world. So, gold and silver are used as hedge against inflation and against times of financial uncertainty. And let's face it, we're in huge times of financial uncertainty. And I think we're going to see huge inflation next, and we're already seeing inflation. If you look, the CPI calculated the way they used to calculate it, which is a consumer price index, would put us at like 10% inflation. So gold and silver being safe havens against inflation, people want to be able to touch their gold and silver and hold them for themselves. So, there's been a lot of rumors about stuff happening to gold and silver as far as not having enough gold and silver and physical demand to cover some of the shorts. There was a big thing with J.P. Morgan this year, basically selling more silver shares than they actually had in physical supply. So anyways, crazy stuff. It just goes to show that the markets are really volatile right now, and gold's going to keep rising. It has a long ways to go before this mess settles.